the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Green Bay Packers and the Miami Dolphins. Along the Packers sideline, there's a look at their head coach, Matt LaFleur. This guy's losers their last game, hoping to reverse that here. Across the field, that's head coach Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins. These guys more than motivated for this contest, ready to take the field here at home. Kate Scott, joined by my partner Brock Hewer. It's going to be Chad Ryland to get us started. And we're underway here in Miami. Return coming from the 6. And this will give him some decent field position here, partner. And this gets out to the 30. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
Some tough luck last week for this quarterback, Kate. 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and you just know the way it works. These coaches love to tell us they always think about the losses. They sting way more than the wins. That's the same thing with the quarterback. He's not thinking about the touchdowns. He's thinking about correcting that interception and knowing that right here, he's got to play some clean ball.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On first down, they'll run. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Down the sideline past the 25. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone.
First down. A 28-yard gain. First down.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Back now, pressure coming. Finds him over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16. Third down from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Well, he'd been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
Well, I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah.
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
They stun this defense. They pick up 14 on 4th, and they pick up the first down, too.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
They'll try and punch it in. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Packers finish up an excellent opening series. Well, no hesitations to start this one out, Brock. These guys came out slinging it. Seems like that's going to be what their offense leans on throughout this game.
Yep, don't see really any reason to get away from it as long as the results keep coming. The second drive, I think we'll all be watching that one. Will they mix in a little bit more run? Will they have to mix in more run, or could they continue to just shred this defense through the air?
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. Decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Here come the Dolphins as they get set for their debut series. And they'll be let out by their 3rd-year signal caller.
And he wonders, he's about to take his first snap today. Yeah, he took care of the football last week, Kate. That was great. No interceptions. But just the 1 touchdown. I'm curious if he cranks up that aggressive knob today.
Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Once complete, it's Brian outright. And he crosses his sideline a yard or two beyond, looks like the 30. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
He's going to throw it. Finds a man, right side. And they don't get much out of this pass. He's hauled down a little shy of that first. It's 4th down now. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. A little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Packers headed back out on offense as we get a look at their receiver. And this truly has been an excellent campaign for him, sitting among the NFL's top 5 in receiving yards. Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Ooh, on quick there, and they bring him to the turf. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out, and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. For that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
So a dime look defensively from the Dolphins here on this 3rd down.
3rd and 11.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Completed over the middle. Great job rallying to the football. They get him down right at the marker. 4th down.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. So Mike McDaniel getting his Dolphins out there for their next drive. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. 1st and 10 from the 32. Now Jalen Wright gets it for the first time. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
We've got a screen to the running back. Escapes the defender. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there. These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Give him 13 on that play. And that is the Dolphins' 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
At the 41-yard line.
They go play action on 1st down. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So 2nd down coming up. He's dropping back to throw. To the left side, it's pulled in by Waddle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Jalen Waddle. A gain of 1.
3rd and long for him here. That's for Waddle again. Good job defensively here to contain the pass. This is going to be 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Running behind center with White. And this isn't going anywhere good. He's caught well behind that line of scrimmage, and they're going to be sent off after the turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run, and the reward is they get off the field.
The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Really gay there on the tackle. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
At the 38-yard line.
Working now from the gun. Caught quickly on the slant. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
And the Packer first down.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. We've set it down from 37.
First down, Green Bay.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Ball stays at that 37. Here's 2nd and 10. Trying the right side. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 2 yards.
So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. The Packers on top early. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll need a big play to continue a nice drive. It's 3rd and very long. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. A gain of 15 there. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
10 at the 24-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Into traffic. And the Dolphins got it! So they do take over after the fumble block, but they're doing so in a dangerous spot right near their own end zone.
Okay, this is one of those circumstances where you got to play it all the way through the whistle, right? Didn't look good defensively. Give up a big chunk passing play, but then you turn around and one hit totally changes the moment. You get the ball back and you turn the mojo in this building around.
The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. And after they were stopped on 4th down, their prior possession, Brock, you got to wonder if they're going to be... While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Play is under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Going ground on 1st and goal. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
They're going to try and throw it here. To the end zone, but incomplete. That play is going to force 3rd and goal.
In the end zone.
Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock, even if it would have been a touchdown. That was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively.
And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Packers take a 13-0 lead.
Just a tremendous effort. And really, this is a play where you can look at the facial expressions of the two sides and know exactly what happened. Offensively, you are smiling from ear to ear that your quarterback's a difference maker. Defensively, just demoralized that you couldn't find a way to stop that scramble.
Gay with the point after. And the Packers double their lead to 14.
14. Dolphins nothing.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Miami set to take over once again on offense. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. First down, play action. Finds his man, Waddle. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. Pickup of 17. And it's going to be first down, Miami.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Connecting on the slant. And he's down to almost... Oh, no. Actually going to give him the 30 here. Give him 24 on that play. And that is the Dolphins' first down.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Now a run with Wright. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. Last run got him 3. Here's second and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
They run again with Wright. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets him all the way down to that 15-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's going to be first down, Miami.
It's another Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Right again. And that run good for a handful as it brings up second down.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And second down only works out for a yard.
You call that jet sweep, you're looking for a little bit more than that. But at least it keeps him on schedule and didn't go backwards.
Coming down on third down. This one's caught. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with the first and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Here's a give inside to Wright. And he'll take it in for the Miami touchdown. The Dolphins making a one-score game in the first half. Jalen Wright with the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
Packers take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Packers getting set here. First and 10. Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10.
And 10 at the 26-yard line.
Another carry for him. And they're ready for him at the line. Couldn't manage anything there.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. You want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
Here he goes, third and long. He has it near the sideline and near the marker. But they're going to say he's out of bounds. Nearly a big play on third, but now fourth down. Blake Gillikin on to punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Punt meets him at the 28. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, 1st and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Connects on the crosser. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And that is exactly what you're looking for on a first down run. He picked up 7.
At the 41. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's a give for Wright. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's good for Dolphins. First down.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
6-yard line.
They run it from the gun with Wright. Much better job keeping him contained this time. He's going to be marked down right near the line of scrimmage. They break the huddle. It's 2nd down now.
Brings up 2nd and 11. At the Packers' 26-yard line.
Quick throw is caught. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 3rd down. They need 7.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue to stay.
Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
Ryland tacks on the extra point. And the Dolphins tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Juju Brents with a stop. After plenty of scoring already, we have reached the 2-minute warning. More from Hard Rock Stadium after this. Setting up to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Another look for him, Brock. And hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
This one misses the tight end. And 4th and 4 coming up. They'll punch it away again. Blake Gillikin coming back to the field. Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. The Dolphins are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. Doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They're going play action. He puts some air under it deep down the left. This is caught inside the 15. He's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins get some late points and the lead. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Those front office personnel people love to pair speedy wide receivers and ask their coaches to do just that. Put some play action in there. Let him go run. Because with his speed, that route is a winner, chicken dinner.
Ryland now for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Dolphins break that tie and now lead by 7.
14.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Packers getting set here. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And they'll have a small gain up to about the 32. Jack Jones making that tackle. The Packers take their first time out.
At the 32-yard line.
Hits him on the out route. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. Dolphins bring out a 5th defensive back on 3rd.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Looking in the air here. The club pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
5-yard gain on the play.
1st and 10 from the 43. Still sticking with the passing game. Throw left side, complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. The Packers trying to hurry to the line.
Packers first down.
And they spike the ball to stop the clock. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Air it out on 3rd. Taking a chance to the end zone. Oh, again, it looks like a pick, but they drop it. A chance to steal it away in the end zone. They just can't finish the play. The Packers send out their punting unit. Blake Gillikin will kick it away. And this doesn't just reach the end zone. He kicked that one all the way through it for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's a design run. So a one-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. We're officially on to the second half of the season, Week 10. The playoff race starting to faintly take shape. Let's get into it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. We begin at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. The Titans at home to take on the visiting Dallas Cowboys. And this is the running back. He gets a seal here, and off he goes. Got another one to get to right now. How about Gang Green, the Jets, as they play host to the New England Patriots? And it's Tony Pollard. He'll take this one in from 2 yards out. Lastly, we go to Indianapolis. It's the Colts hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. And here's the Bengals wideout. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Bengals win their 3rd straight game as they get the victory today. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So Mike McDaniel getting his Dolphins out there for their next drive. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. They'll throw to start the drive. Throw to the right, finds Waddle. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
17, Jalen Waddle. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 32.
Second down carry for A.J. This is headed the wrong way. They're going to lose yards here. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Their dominance against this ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
And they've been doing it.
He wisely avoids contact, sliding down there. That played good enough for a first.
Dolphins, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
The first carry now. This is Ollie Gordon. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers side of the field. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6.
With the shotgun, they'll give it to A-Chan. And all he can get is a yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 2.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
The ball's out, he lost it. Breaks free in the center of the field. And Green Bay takes this one back for the touchdown. The Packers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Like a freight train leaving the station after scooping up that fumble. Oh, he got moving on his way to the end zone, Brock. Nice hustle from the big man.
Is there anything more fun than seeing these big old human beings get their chance to get on the scoreboard? You see how it just ignites everybody.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Packers tie this game at 21. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Return coming from the 6. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Dolphins send running back Jalen Wright getting set to begin another drive. They liked how that drive was going, but the ending, the turnover on downs, yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. On first down, they're going to start out with A-10. They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. And what a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They go play action on first down. Got for big yards on the right side. And he will get it down to the 16-yard line. Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. H-in on the toss right. Hit right at the line, and that is where he is stopped. So no gain on first down. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Toss play left, H-in. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't...
It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
The kick by Ryland is good. And they've taken back the lead.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Fielded at the 7. You're going to bring him down as he gets it to the 33. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. First down now, ball at the 33. They design this off left tackle. Shoves him off. And he's going to be hauled down on a gain across midfield, down inside the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
First down, and they go right back to it. And second down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. And it's not just in quarterbacks, Brock Hewitt, who got to have short memories. You tell me this, too. Defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Lobs this deep down the middle. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards.
3rd and long for him here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
The Dolphins ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Starting this drive with a design run. They gain 11 on that play. And that is the Dolphins' first down. New set of downs for him from the 31. Running with H-in here out of the gun. And they're going to be humbled here on first down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Hits him on the in route. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
To the air on 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And they're up against it. 4th down coming up. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Back-to-back carries here. Nothing doing on 2nd. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer.
A loss of 2 yards.
Throw here, 3rd down. We've got a screen to the running back. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out. They'll bring out the punter here. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And he's just going to fair catch that one at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember. But as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They'll start the drive with A-Chan. He dodged the tackle. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. That one goes for a gain of 11. And it's going to be 1st down, Miami.
Dolphins, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Jalen Wright. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 40.
Running behind center with Wright. Before he can reach the first, he's stopped. But this is close. Ball up to the 45-yard line.
45-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd.
They try the middle with Gordon. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Dolphins football. We'll see if they can close things out for a win. Their punter making his way out now. It'll be Daniel Whelan doing the honors. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And a nice chunk there, about 7. He's up to the 27.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the 1st down.
Packers, 1st down.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him. Ooh, he lost the football. But it looked like the Packers were able to cover it. No turnover, they keep possession. Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Lone back gets the handoff. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it'll give the Packers the 1st.
13 yards. And the Packer 1st down.
Back to the well again. set up just outside that red zone. Giving 24 yards on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Green Bay.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll gain about 7 on this one as he gets him down into the red zone.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the 14-yard line.
Last run got him 7. Here comes second and 3. Another carry for him. And it'll be first and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. He's able to manage a couple on that run.
Down at the 2-yard line. Pick up of 2. Brings up second and goal.
Ball at the 2 here for second and goal. They give it to him up the middle. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got third and goal. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for third and goal. They're going to throw out of the gun. Caught out wide. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a fourth-quarter lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Now a try to go up by 4, put it out of the range of a field goal. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers take a 4-point lead.
Dolphins 24.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Dolphins are headed out there alongside Jalen Waddle for this next series. And this pressure has been playing volleyball in this fourth quarter, partner. That touchdown just served it over their way. Now they need a touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
Yeah, I like what you did there. And I'll keep the analogy going. We're in the final set, and it almost feels now like a must-score drive.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
Second down pass play coming. Escapes the pocket. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first.
First down.
There's a reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. To throw here on first down. Going deep here for the end zone. And it is knocked away. A shot to the end zone. Answered there by a strong defensive effort. Second down.
Keyshawn Mixon on the coverage.
Back to throw. He isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the sack forces a now tougher third down.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this third down a near impossibility.
Here he goes, third and long. Once complete, it's Bryant outright. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punt team on the field. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Packers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Throwing now on first down. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Here's a quick pass, cut outright. And he's going to be escorted out right along that 35-yard line. We keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
They give it to him again. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
He's back to throw. And the defender's there to knock this away. That effort means it's 4th down.
Intended for number 8.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
Pulled in at the 20. Jukes away from one. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Miami offense headed out there now. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Completed to his running back. And he's taken down just a couple yards shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's good for a Dolphins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, it's a difficult on defense.
And he's down after getting this up to the 41. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach the 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8.
Back to throw now. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's out of bounds. Looks like right at the midfield stripe. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
And the Dolphins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Throwing now off the play action. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock. So unsurprisingly, that gives them a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They're backed up. Not a stop they could afford, Brock, as this one loses yards. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here 1st and goal.
Another Dolphins 1st down.
Away from the pistol, it's right. Escapes the defender. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Dolphins have taken the lead late. Jalen Wright with the touchdown. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Packers all set to get back out there. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Setting up to pass. Finds him on the slant. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. He'll look to throw it.
At the 36-yard line.
Put the body on the line for his team. The Packers trying to hurry to the line.
The Packers first down. A gain of 13 yards.
Back to throw.
First down.
Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score and give them the lead in the final minute.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single high or two high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
Now a crucial point after to stretch the lead beyond a field goal. And it's good, so they take the lead, and the extra point buys them some breathing room. A field goal does not tie it now.
Dolphins 31.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. He dodged the tackle, and he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Dolphins are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. He's dropped a big stop in a big moment there, Brock. They could not afford to lose yards there.
Tackle made back at the 22-yard line.
Throwing it on 2nd down. It's his running back. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. The Packers going nickel on 3rd.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here he is to throw. Waddle makes the catch. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Prior to 1st down, they decide to call a timeout.
Dolphins first down.
Pass play now. Short pass caught by his tight end. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here.
At their 49-yard line.
They're going play action. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he is down to the 30-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
And they get it spiked before time runs out, but only 3 seconds remain. 2nd and 10. Need something positive here. One final shot here. This is for the ball game. And this will not be caught, so their last chance heave to the end zone ends up on the ground. This game's over. So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Miami.